Hey Ravens fans, I'm here with head coach John Harbaugh at the NFL Scouting Combine. Coach, as we are here in Indianapolis, what's really the main focus for you and the coaching staff this week?
Really, just big picture-wise, to get better, to find ways to get better. There's a lot of college prospects coming into the NFL now from this last season that are going to be an opportunity for us to get a look at and talk to and get to know a lot better and see how they move and see how they think. And just get started on this draft process.
It's been a busy offseason for you already. Lots of coaching changes. You announced new coaches this week. How has that process gone in terms of building out this coaching staff?
I think it's going really well. You know, it's challenging in one sense, and I think sometimes we might have a tendency to go, oh no, we're losing these guys. And coaching is the same as free agency. That's the way it works in the National Football League. People do a great job and they get an opportunity. Sometimes maybe as a player you sign a bigger contract, hopefully with us, but sometimes with another team. Or as a coach, sometimes you get an opportunity to move up with your team, or sometimes you get a chance to do it somewhere else. You know, we had guys go. Mike had a chance to go be a head coach in Seattle, so that's a great opportunity for him, and we're really happy for him. And then we had guys go off and be defensive coordinators. You know, Denard's going to Tennessee, and Anthony going to Miami. And Chris Hewitt interviewed to be a defensive coordinator at a couple places, so all those guys had a chance. And then Zach Orr will be a defensive coordinator right here with us. And then we hired coaches. We had a chance to bring guys in, so I'm so excited about the different guys that we hired. They bring unique things to the table. And really the idea, really believe it or not, as good as we did and as many opportunities that were created for coaches by the jobs that they did, we think we can improve. We got to keep it moving. We got to keep it getting better and evolving and growing all the time and trying to outpace our competition everywhere we can.
Last year when we were having this conversation, the big focus on the coaching front was the offensive coordinator role. And obviously you hired Todd Monken and a lot of success for this offense and Lamar Jackson the first year with him. What is your view of what the second year, I know you're excited about it, I know Lamar is excited about what the second year under Monken's offense will look like?
That's exactly right. We started and we had so much to put in and we were doing so much and we're going forward and we think big steps. Then you go back and you look and in a lot of ways it's baby steps, yet we had success. I mean, Lamar is a great football player. We had a great group of guys that were bought in. I thought Todd and all the coaches did a tremendous job right through the ranks. I can name every one of those guys. I thought they did a tremendous job. And yet we go back and look at it and we say, we can get so much better. We can improve in so many different areas because now we're in an offense that really is dramatically different than the one we ran before in terms of the way we operate and get to the line and how we call plays, how we deal with things that the defense is giving us. So we got right to work on that. Honestly, Monday after the championship game, that morning, we got to work. And we met as an offensive staff. We said, okay, let's put our ideas together throughout the course of the week. And we met again Thursday and Friday and talked about our direction. We'll meet again in about 2 weeks. And we'll have more of a plan formulated. So how do we take this thing and take it to not just the next level, but the next number of levels? Because I think between the first year and the second year in this offense, when we're not just introducing it from day one and everybody's like, oh, how does this work? Now they have an idea how things work in this offense that we're building. And Todd has an idea too. He's got an idea along with T and all the other guys in terms of what the guys do well, what fits their brain a little bit, and then the way we're going to be attacked. We saw that. Some teams did a good job against us, some teams didn't. The teams that did well against us, we need to study those teams, and we need to find a way to counterpunch what they're doing to us.
Now, free agency is right around the corner. Combine is one piece of this, and you start having conversations this week about where guys are going to go and contract extensions and all that stuff. Free agency, on one hand, it's exciting because you can potentially bring in new pieces, but you also have a long list of talented free agents this year. How do you view free agency for this team this year?
Well, for me as a head coach, it's real simple. I want everybody back. Get everybody. Let's go.
I don't know that that's possible.
Well, I know, but I want everybody back.
Want everybody back.
So I think Eric kind of works from there, and we all do. But we do. We want to try to bring everybody back that we can. We know the odds on different situations and circumstances and what they are, and we've got our focus on different guys. And I'll be disappointed because we won't be able to bring everybody back. And I'll be really disappointed about the guys that we can't or don't bring back or that choose to go elsewhere even because they just got a better opportunity or a better deal just for their career. But I'll understand it. It will make sense to me why. Nobody's going to leave here because they're not happy here, because they don't want to be here, because they're not getting an opportunity or because they're not treated well. I mean, the guys, I feel really good. Just ran into the agent for Jadeveon Clowney, just walking in the street, and he grabbed me. And he said, I said, what do you I told him I love him. I said, what do you think? How'd he do this year? And he goes, this is the first year he's ended the season happy.
That says something right there.
That says so much right there. It says so much for everything, for everybody in the organization. So maybe we can get him back. We're going to try, along with Kyle and a lot of other guys. So, I'll be rooting for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. The offensive line is an interesting position. I'm sure as you go through this free agency process, that's going to be, you have pending free agents there. You could add pieces in free agency. And you talked on podium today about how just building that offensive line, that's a focus. That's something that you believe in just fundamentally. How do you view this rebuild process you could go through on this O-line?
Well, Aaron and I were talking about a month ago after the game, and basically the point was we've done this before. We've had to rebuild the offensive line a couple times before. When we first got here and 2 times since. So this will be the 4th offensive line rebuild that we've been through since we've all been together. And I feel confident that we can do it, but we have to do it. It's of utmost importance. When you have a good offensive line, it paves the way for a good offense. It paves the way for all those skill guys running around and making their plays and having success. So it's priority number 1. Hopefully some guys will be back and it won't be a total rebuild. Some guys won't be probably because it just won't be able to happen and they'll get opportunities elsewhere or whatever happens. But we're going to do our best again to try to keep everybody we can and then bring guys in. It is a good draft for offensive linemen. So that's good news. The timing is good there. So we'll have a chance probably, I'm quite sure, to add some guys in the draft.
And then lastly, Coach, running back too. We're talking about offensive line and running back. I mean, these are kind of core fundamental things that you believe in as a football coach. Win in the trenches, have a strong running game. You have questions at running back. You have pending free agents there. What do you view as a priority from a running back standpoint? I just know that that's something that you feel like is really important to have a really good running back and running game. And how do you want to attack that position?
Well, actually, absolutely right. I mean, you can only block the play for so many yards. Then all of a sudden guys start showing up. I mean, there's great defensive players in this league, front level, second level, and then the secondary level. And those safeties show up pretty quick too, and they're really hard to get blocked. So you got to take care of those guys in other kind of different ways. But you can't block everybody. So a running back's ability to make guys miss, to gain yards after contact, just to create yards on their own, that's a big deal. We try to do it with scheme too. Lamar helps us so much with his ability to throw the ball, his ability to move around and just draw attention to himself. That creates space for the other guys also, so we understand all that. But still, a back's ability to take on a tackle, make it miss and get more yards after the contact or after the attempted tackle, to create missed tackles, it's massive. And we've had guys that have been able to do that, so we need to even build on that and keep improving on that.
Awesome, Coach. Well, we appreciate your time. Enjoy the week here in Indianapolis.
Thanks, Garrett.